Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to do a little role playing. No, not that kind of role playing. In this kind of role playing, you get to be the physical therapist. So let's take a look at a couple of these x-rays, right? And now one of these people has neck pain, and I want you to determine which one has the neck pain just solely based upon looking at the x-rays. Then it should be fairly easy, right? Because look at that, we've got the normal curve and we've got the abnormal curve. Well, obviously the one with the abnormal curve is going to be the one that has the pain, right? Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Ed to be a physical therapist from Integrated Physical Therapy in Bellingham, Washington. So I had a patient of mine come in the other day, and a very pleasant 60-year-old female. And she was having neck pain for probably, I don't know, 1 or 2 months. But she was pretty despondent because she wasn't very hopeful that her neck pain was going to get better. So we started talking and I said, well, what's going on? And then she showed me these x-rays. And she said she had seen someone in town that did this huge postural assessment, a bunch of x-rays, and just, let her know everything that was wrong and what it was going to take for them to improve their posture, as well as how many visits to get that curve that was kind of flat, to get that nice curve back in her cervical spine, because that was the genesis of her neck pain. Then I asked her, well, how much, what's their treatment plan look like? And she said, well, she needs to go in 3 times a week for the first month, and then after that, twice a week for another 4 to 6 weeks, and then another once a week for another 4 to 6 weeks. Ultimately, it was going to cost her thousands of dollars. But if she paid up front and if she paid in cash, she got like a 10% discount. And so she said, well, is there anything that you can do for me? And so I said, well, I said, everyone's got a different opinion on things. And I said, I definitely look at pain a whole lot differently than I used to. I said, I've been doing physical therapy for almost 30 years now. And I realized that, posture and joint alignment and mechanical issues, those are factors, but generally small factors and not real huge factors. So I went through my evaluation. The first thing I noticed is that she was really tender at the back of her cranium. And when I was palpating that, there's little muscles there called the suboccipitals. When I was palpating them, that kind of reproduced her neck pain and her headaches. I'll put a video link right up here that talks about a simple, easy way in which you can treat that and stretch those muscles at home. And then I checked her range of motion, and then we started getting into some more lifestyle kind of questions. And then I said, okay, well, are you on a daily exercise program? And so she's like, well, not really. I kind of walk the dog a little bit and things like that. So then when I said, this is what I want you to do, I said, there's solid research that says 30 minutes of walking every day and trying to get at least 7,500 steps a day just has these huge long-term health benefits. And so I said, what I want you to do is start tracking your steps, and I want you to start walking for up to 30 minutes a day. Maybe start off 10-15 minutes, but work your way up to a 30-minute walk per day. Then I asked her, how well do you sleep? And she kind of chuckled. She said, what's sleep? Guys, if we don't sleep well at night, that is probably the #1 reason why we are in chronic pain, because when we sleep is when we heal. And so if we're not sleeping well at night, brain fog, more pain, higher levels of inflammation, so we have to work on sleep. So we talked about some basic things that she can do in terms of eliminating caffeine in the afternoon, developing a better sleep routine. I'll put a video right up here that Elizabeth and I did that might give you some helpful hints on establishing a better sleep routine. And then I asked her about strengthening exercises, and she's like, well, yeah, she hemmed and hawed, and basically, like a lot of my clients, she said, no, I'm not really doing any strengthening. I said, once again, if you look at the literature, we all need to be as strong as we can as we enter those last few decades of our life. Sarcopenia is basically the softening of muscle. So all of us, regardless of our pain levels, need to be on a solid strengthening program. Put a link right up here to a really basic program that I started having her do just once a week, 3 exercises. She can do them right at home. And then we talked about sugar. I said, what kind of role does sugar play in your life? And she said, actually a pretty big one. Sugar and I are pretty good friends. In fact, we meet every night after dinner. And so I challenged her to go 2 weeks without sugar or alcohol. And the reason is because through a cascade of biochemical reactions, sugar can lead to an increase in inflammation. So if you take away all the ill effects of sugar on teeth and weight gain and sleep and everything else, I said eating a lot of sugar can actually make your pain worse through this domino effect of increasing inflammation. I'll put another video up here that just talks about how if you want to do a 2-week no sugar challenge on your own, some parameters that you can set and some ideas. And then she asked me, well, how many times a week do you want me to come in? And I said, whoa, actually, I don't want you to come back in for about 2 to 3 weeks. And she looked at me kind of crazy, and I said, not because I don't want to see you, but it's going to take a while to make some of these lifestyle kinds of changes. So she was like, well, this is a lot to do in 2 weeks. I said, look, our goal is not perfection in 2 weeks. I don't expect you to have all this dialed in 2 weeks. I said, but we hope for progress. So remember, guys, it's progress, not perfection. So she comes back in 2 weeks, and about 80% of her pain is gone. Now, it wasn't rocket science, guys. It was understanding that pain is complex. Pain is more so than, oh, you know, your pelvis is tilted, your shoulder's tilted, or C4 is rotated. Those are all factors, no doubt. We've all heard the stories of where you went and had one treatment or one adjustment and all your pain went away. But my point is that pain is complex. Being a PT for so long has taught me that there's so many other things besides what I can do on the treatment table that affects people's pain. But it's up to me to try to educate them and guide them through the process. All right, guys, I know that this video might make some people salty and leave some comments, but that's okay. I said it's just my opinion on this. If you have any questions or experience with that itself, leave it down below. If someone has tried to treat your x-ray versus treating you, let me know down below as well too. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and take care. And let's take care of that neck pain. You know, mine's actually kind of stiff today too.